All right, well, groups representing farmers say that they will be trying to work and amend a bill signed by the governor, which they say threatens their livelihood.
They say new rules will force more farms in New York, which already has the highest closure rate of any state in the nation, to go under. Our Dave McKinley has more about the impact of the changes.
This may be the last straw.
Agriculture is the largest industry in New York State, but to hear Republican State Senator Chris Jacobs tell it, Democrats who control the state legislature have taken a big step to muck it up.
Which will most definitely be the death knell to the farms in our region. They were petrified at the prospect of what this bill and what was in it would do.
The law will give New York farm workers the right to unionize, to overtime pay, and at least one day off per week, despite the need for round-the-clock care of livestock or for flexibility in scheduling in an industry dependent on weather and highly time-sensitive, from planting to harvest.
It could rain all week and very little hours, and yet you still have to pay overtime for working the final day on a Sunday if it's sunny out.
They'll also be eligible for unemployment insurance and workers' comp, adding an estimated $300 million in annual costs to New York's already struggling farmers.
The odd thing here is, when I've talked to employees, they're against it too.
And I think truly the people that they were trying to help, they're not really helping.
Dave Zittel employs up to 130 farm workers every year, mostly from Mexico, and labor is 50% of his overhead cost. He pays them just under $14 an hour, pays the fees for their work visas, their transportation to come north, and for their housing once they get here.
They work for 5-6 months. They want to make all the money they possibly can.
But if his crops cost too much to produce,
we won't farm anymore.
Taking away harvest bonuses often paid to workers, or the work itself entirely, and driving them to other states or to Canada, whose farms compete directly with New York's. In a statement after he signed the bill, Governor Cuomo said it will protect farm workers from abusive and exploitive working conditions.
Are you abusing and exploiting your workers?
I don't know how to answer that other than absolutely not. I've got guys that have worked for me for over 30 years, and they continue to come here. They continue to bring their family members here.
The legislators who came up with the bill are from New York City.
There ain't a lot of farms down there where they're from.
No.
Do you wonder if they ever set foot on a farm?
We've tried to get them to set foot on the farm. We had one of the, and I won't use a name, one of the senators actually tell us that she knew what it was like on the farm because she visited an onion farm 25 years ago.
We tried to contact the assembly sponsor of that bill from New York City to ask if she'd ever set foot on a farm, but our call wasn't returned. There was a last-minute amendment to the bill, which made it so that overtime won't kick in for these farm workers until after 60 hours. It was offered as a compromise for farmers worried that the new law will push them out of business. But the Farm Bureau notes that also added in was the creation of an appointed farm wage board, which can order that threshold down to 40 hours as first proposed as early as next year. Dave McKinley, Channel 2 News.